Alright, what's up you guys? I'm here with the King of the Ring pay-per-view DVD collection. This is the single pay-per-view sets that were released from 2000 until 2002. We did, of course, have the Tag Classics release, but I'm just focusing on the three that were released on their own. And, of course, we have the very best of King of the Ring here, which was not the very best of. But let's get started. First up, we have King of the Ring 2000. Very hard to find DVDs. All three of these, actually. 2002 is probably the least rare of them all, and then 2001 being the rarest. But we have 2000, and so this was the 7th WWF DVD release. So that's pretty cool. And this was released in the year 2000. Total runtime of 3 hours, of course. And you just have your one disc. It did originally come with an insert. Mine did not, unfortunately. So there you have it. Very cool artwork on the front there. Very unique. And it's interesting because this one had a sword and then 2001 had a chair, which is pretty cool. I'll show you the spine. And what's really cool is the spines actually line up very well. I'll show you at the end. Alright, so we had Kurt Angle versus Chris Jericho, Crash versus Bull Buchanan. You had your quarterfinals, Chris Benoit versus Rikishi. You had Val Venus with Trish Stratus versus Eddie Guerrero with Chyna. You had Too Cool versus Edge and Christian versus TNA versus the Hardy Boys. T&A, or TNA. The King of the Ring Tournament semifinals. We have Pat Patterson versus Gerald Briscoe in the evening gown match. Yeah. Then we have Road Dogg, X-Pac, and Tori versus the Dudley Boys. And then you have your finals, which is interesting. They actually don't spoil it. That's really cool. And then we have 6-man tag team match for the WWF title. Triple H, Vince McMahon, and Shane McMahon versus The Rock, The Undertaker, and Kane. So, very cool artwork on the back here. Special features. We have, don't have any extra matches, but we have extra coverage, and we have a look at the main event. So, yeah. Alright, my personal favorite out of these is 2001. Very cool cover. Lead me to my throne. Very cool tagline. So yeah, this is pretty hard to find these days. I was lucky to find it pretty cheap with the insert. Alright. And then we have a very cool back on here. Except for Devon, or not Devon, Bubba Ray Dudley. That's kind of, yeah. Anyway, I'll just read it off the insert. There's your disc artwork, very cool. And there's your match listing. Very cool insert. We have the Dudley Boys versus Spike Dudley and Kane. Jeff Hardy versus X-Pac for the light heavyweight title. Edge versus Rhino. And then we have Kurt Angle versus Christian. Kurt Angle versus Edge for the King of the Ring Championship. And then we have Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon, which happens to be my favorite match of all time. And then we have Stone Cold, Chris Jericho, and Chris Benoit in a triple threat match for the WWF title. So, tells you how to use it. It's always handy. Back in the early days of DVD, when people didn't know how to work main menus. Alright, and then we have King of the Ring 2002. Another very cool cover. I did not pay $8 for that, actually. I actually paid more, so that kind of sucks. And this is after they changed to the World Wrestling Entertainment. And for mine, you just have an advertisement, which is very cool. You have the Attitude Collection in there. Very cool disc artwork. Alright, so we have Test versus Brock Lesnar, RVD versus Chris Jericho, and that was the semifinals. We have the Hurricane versus Jamie Noble, Ric Flair versus Eddie Guerrero, Trish Stratus versus Molly Holly, Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus Kurt Angle. We have the King of the Ring final match, RVD versus Brock Lesnar, and then the Undertaker versus Triple H for the Undisputed Championship. So this is very cool. You have Kurt Angle with his headgear on and his wig. You have the Hurricane, Brock Lesnar there. Very cool. Gee, I wonder who won the King of the Ring. Alright, so there we have 2000 through 2002 single releases. Told you I'd show you the spines. I think they end, they're not completely lined up, but it's very similar, which I like that. I like good continuity in DVDs. Alright, so, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, peace out.